Okay, to continue the yesterday session. So as we discussed, quick recap once again before going to start the today's session. So the Britannia Industries, we understood that it's a manufacturing unit where they are going to they are having different types of business, manufacturing, service, software, and the power generation. So they are having the different types of businesses. Okay, now before going to get into the subject, you people need to become familiar few terminologies. Terminologies in the sense, because these are all the business terminologies. So what is meant by a company? What is meant by a company code? So there are few things which you need to remember. Okay. So you being as a finance consultant, you must have to remember these are the terminologies, very, very important for us. Okay. Now, first thing is a company. So in finance, you must have to aware a company. What is mean by a company? As we understood, so Britannia is one of the group of entity. Okay, Britannia Industries. So Britannia Industries has a different types of business operations like manufacturing, hotel business, let's say the software and the power generation. So one business organization can have the multiple business units. So the financial, because why we would require is a separate legal, separate entity here, why we need to consider this as a separate entity. Okay, so now let's say a simple example here. In a manufacturing process for entire financial year, how much manufacturing, how many products has been manufactured in order to manufacture that product, how much raw materials they have purchased, and how much salaries and wages, and how much rent, how much power bill they have paid. So all this information they must have to record in a separate legal entity. Okay. So because in order to see that whether the operations, the business operations which will give profit or loss, which is running in profits or losses. So that is the reason. So first we must have to define a company. Under company, the company codes will be there. Okay, so the financial reports are at legal entity level. Okay, if you have an experience during the year end, now this is the now we are in the month of March 2025. Everybody aware of this one. This is the Indian financial year closing. What does it mean by financial year closing? So the entire business organizations, whatever business operations has been performed from 1st April 2024 to 31st March 2025. So by considering all the business operations, whatever it may be, payables, receivables, purchases, sales, all the business operations, the shareholders and as well as government authorities should know whether the business organization is running in profits or not. So that is the reason under company, it may have a number of multiple legal entities. Now I will define BR 01. Let's say so BR 02 Britannia. Okay, BR 03 BR 09 will define like this. So these are all the company codes, but this is a company. Under company, you may have multiple legal entities. Now, see now a company is an organizational unit which we can use for consolidation purpose. So these, whenever we are drawing a financial statements at legal entity level, then we must have to submit that reports to the government authorities as well as shareholders. Now, next thing is a company. We are talking about company. We are not talking about company code. So the company is a group of entities. So now always how the Britannia Industries entire performance. So if they wanted to know all these legal entities information has to consolidate, then they have to draw the reports. That is the reason a company is an organizational unit which we can use for consolidation report. So this is just internal reporting, management reporting purpose only, not for external reporting purpose. Coming to a company code. A company organizational unit which we can use to draw the financial reports for external reporting purpose. External reporting purpose is nothing but now if you would have done some trading, okay, trading in the sense now you might have heard Reliance share is the so and so rate which is running. Now let's say that Tata Motors. So different types of shares. What is meant by share? Why we need to invest the shares? Okay, so now we are the public are investing in that organization. So by investing that amount, with that amount, the organizations or companies are running their business. Okay, but until end of the financial year, the public or shareholders wanted to know what is the performance of the organization because you have invested some amount, 1 lakh rupees. But if it is keep on getting losses, that the organization performance is not good. So that is the reason a company code is an organizational unit which we can use to draw the financial reports for external reporting purpose. What is the financial reports? Financial reports in the sense, if you are, how many fixed assets are there for that particular business organization? Fixed assets in the sense like land, plant and machinery, buildings. Are there any assets? Now, all this information, right? Okay, all this information in order to post the business transactions into a company code and also to prepare the financial statements. The basic thing you should require is a general ledger. General ledger account is a central source to prepare the financial statement with help of the GL posting information. Now, see, GL accounts are two types: balance sheet account, profit and loss account. So by using, there are two types of GL accounts will be there: balance sheet and profit and loss account. Either of the one you need to use to prepare your financial statements. Now, let's say here, what is happening here, you can see here, there is an expenses AC repair, which we had incurred some amount. What is happening? Expenses accounted are to bank account. So where you want to show this information, let's say now express service AC repair expenses 10,000 we made the payment through the bank account. As you know, many business transactions, 99.9% all business transactions will happen through bank account, meaning that through online transfer, through check, different way of mode. Now, in order to enter this information, how you can enter this information or how you need to feed this information into your books of accounts. Hello? Hello, can you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry,
Yes,
my
sir.
power got disconnected. Okay, I just connected through mobile WhatsApp. Okay, fine, no problem. Now, how I need to record all this business into the, I mean, all the business transactions into the system. What is the way to record? Because let's say in a simple example, every day you are going out, you are spending some expenditure, like you are buying something from the stores, and also you are also selling something. If that is the case, you need to have some information, how much amount is going out, how much amount is coming in. Then only you will come to know whether the whatever you are doing, whether it is profit or loss. The similar logic is applicable here also. How we need to record all these business transactions into the system. So in order to record these business transactions, we are going to use a software called it as a SAP software in order to record your day-to-day business transactions. So day-to-day business transactions are nothing but like purchases, sales, payables, receivables. There are different types of business transactions are going on. So each and every business transaction you must have to record in the system. Then only you can prepare towards the end of the financial year or financial or end of the month. You need to, I mean, not we, the organization management will see the reports. The company auditors will prepare the financial statement, balance sheet, and profit and loss account. By seeing these statements, they will come to know, okay, now this month there are business operations which we have done. So by doing that one, the organization has gained this much of the profit. So in order to management reporting purpose and for government authorities, so we must have to prepare. To prepare this statement, you must have to record each and every business transaction into the system. Okay, to post the each and every business transaction into the system, you would require the general ledger account. So the general ledger account is a central source of prepare the financial statement with help of GL posted information. Meaning that whatever information you are posting, either payables, receivables, sales, purchases, all will come and sit into your general ledger accounting. By using general ledger information only, you need to prepare your profit and loss or balance sheet account statements. Now, let's move on to the another one, vendor. A vendor is a person or organization to provide the service or sell a goods. In a simple way, I want to buy a mobile. Okay, the simple example. I want to buy a mobile. Now, from where I can buy that mobile? Either I can buy some stores, Apple. Let's say now I want to buy Apple's mobile, or I want to buy a Samsung mobile. So where I can buy? We can we can choose the stores, then we can buy from there. And also, even after getting some repair also, there will have a separate service centers. We can approach them, they will do some repair. So a vendor is a person or is an organization to provide service or to sell a goods. So now we will become as a customers because we want to buy a mobile. I just took an example, but the seller, ultimately the seller is a person, is a vendor. Or else he is going to provide a service to us. Then he will also treat as a vendor. We treat them either service provider or it's a goods sellers. We will consider them as a vendors. Now, even if you peoples are working for some organization, so you peoples also are vendors to that particular business organization. You peoples are not treated as a separate thing. Okay, we will also as a Employees also treated as a vendors because we are providing service to that particular organization. That is where you need to understand. Now we have finalized to buy a laptop of Apple. Then vendor is a who will be become vendor is a Apple, customer is a Britannia Industries. Let's say now, okay, Britannia Industries, which we would like to buy, which we would like to buy. Okay, so now who will become customer? Customer is a Britannia, vendor is a Apple. So now they are selling that product. Now vendor, we understood that one. Now next thing is a customer. Customer is a person or organization to provide the service or buy a goods. Buy a goods in the sense now our organization would like to buy some products. Okay, some products. Now that is the case, we will become as a customer. Whoever is going to buying that product with us, then they are becoming the vendors. Simple way. See now, a person is a buying. Let's say now buying. Simple. We want to sell. We will become. We will become a customer. Simple logic. Okay, buy, seller. We are selling something. Either it may be finished goods or whatever it may be. But whenever sell will come into picture, then we need to treat that as a customer transaction. Exchange rate. You need to understand what is meant by exchange rate. Let me open. Second. So there is a business transaction. If we are buying or selling that, the selling operations and buying operations, which will happen within India, that is fine because for Indian currency, it is a local currency where you can post the business transactions into the local currency. But now, in case if we have done the business transaction other than local currency, let's say USD. USD to INR, again exchange rate will come into picture where you can see. So until March, okay, just forget about this one. This is a features and options. So that is the reason March 26 is the expiry date. Now, today's exchange rate, 1 US dollars will be Indian rupees. If 1 US dollars would like to convert into Indian rupees, how much rupees we have to pay? At this moment, 87.301 US dollar it will become. So that is where the exchange rate will come into picture. Exchange rate conversion between two currencies. The similar way you may have n number of currencies, but you need to find out in which currency we are applying that we are posting a business transaction, then what would be the exchange rate. So there are n number of things are available here. Okay, spot, currency. So what is the current rate which you okay. Okay. So now we can understand the rate what we could see here. That is where the exchange rate will come into picture. Now bank. In every organization, most are the incoming and outgoing business transactions will happen through the banks only. There will not have any manual payments, fixed assets. The fixed assets can be used to calculate the depreciation purpose. So now you may have n number of fixed assets in the your organization, like as land, buildings, plants, some vehicles, softwares, all this will be treated as a fixed assets. So you need to become all these terminologies. Company code, fixed asset, fixed general ledger, vendor, customer, exchange rate, bank, fixed assets. You need to become thorough all these terminologies. Okay, if you are not understanding, these are all the basic things, very, very, very basic things. If you are not understanding these things, then you may not understand going forward. That is the reason I would request you people kindly start understanding. If anyone still need any clarification, please reach out to me. I'll clarify. Okay, I'm ready to clarify. Just a minute, just one second. Yeah, sorry, I'm back. Now, we have seen the few terminologies. We understood that one. Now, before getting to the main subject, you must have to understand what is the architecture or landscape of SAP. What is meant by landscape? So how the server environment, landscape is nothing but a server environment. SAP server environment. I'll put it here. SAP server environment. What is meant by server environment? Let us understand here. Now, in a simple way, I will ask you the question. You people can answer me. Let's say Britannia would like to introduce a new chocolate in a simple way, or they want to introduce a new product. So before going to launch that product into the market for public to sell that product, do they directly manufacturing and do they directly keep it into the, I mean, for selling purpose? Can anyone answer directly? I mean, without doing some any R&D, without doing anything. Is it the best way
Not
or
possible.
is it the best practice?
Not
Sorry,
possible,
could you
sir.
please
There
come
are
again?
some. Not possible, sir. There are some research work is going on.
Exactly, Raz. I understood completely. I agreed with you. So that is the reason, even here also in SAP also, if we would like to go for implementation or if we would like to implement some new functionalities or new things, directly we should not implement that functionality. So in order to go for that, I mean, before going to implement directly in the production system. Production system is a live system. What we would require, we must have to have a separate server. We must have to do the development. Then after development, after proper development, we must have to do the proper testing. Okay, whether that functionality it is working or not. Once you will be satisfied with that functionality, then you can bring that functionality into usage. Okay, so in order to perform all these cycles, the SAP, we have a different kind of servers mechanism. Let me so now. So there will be a three types of servers will be there in SAP. In SAP, we have a three types of servers. I mean, the landscape is a three landscapes will be there. So the first one, let me take here. Now, let's say that I have a first one because development server. Now, I have a development server. First thing is that I will show you this one. Development server. Next is a quality server. Next is a production server. So we have the landscape structure for SAP. 3 servers will be there. Now, each and every server will be internally connected. Internally connected each and every server here. Okay. So what is happening here? You can see if you closely monitor here. Okay. So now the servers are internally connected. Now again, server is nothing but what does it mean by server? A server is a separate instance which has a independent configuration, independent master data. Now, one server, remember, one server can have multiple clients. So now the clients are nothing but now you have a one hard disk. Okay, that hard disk has a 1 TB. I'm giving an example. That 1 TB, you have partitioned two things. I mean, two ways. One is for your personal storage, another one is for your office storage purpose. So the similar way, one development server, you may have multiple clients. I'll write it here. Don't worry about that one. Okay. In one server can have multiple clients. Multiple clients. What does it mean by client? Now, this is my SE, this is my SAP software, right? SEC4. In this server, how many clients are there? I'll show you. See, in this server, we have a 3 clients are there. One is 000, 800, 810, 900. In this one server, we have a 3 clients are there. I'm sorry, 4 clients, not 3, sorry, 4 clients are there. Now, in which client you are logging into? Now, you should have a clear visibility by logging into that particular server. You are the user, you should know that one. Okay, there are 4 servers, but there is no point you should have access for all these clients. Okay, maybe you may have one client access, you may have 2 clients access, but there is no point to have all these things. Okay, now the moment when I click this one, they say this is the SAP logon pad. You can see by default the system is showing here is a 800 client. So I can give each and every client has a username and password, but in real-time environment, the username will be the common, password will be differ for each and every client. See, if you want to log in into 800 client, I have a different password. For 810, we have a different password. 900 also have a different password, but username will be unique. Okay, this is the username which I would like to follow. Username will be unique. Username is nothing but your most probably will be your employee ID. Okay, so now this is where the client will come into picture. We understood that one server can have the multiple clients. So in real-time environment, what will happen in one development server? Okay, so let's say now we have the development server. We are talking about development server. In development server, we may have the multiple clients, right? One is for the D100, is for pure development purpose only. Now D110, the client you can see here, the client what we had seen, right? 810. The D100, which I am using for development purpose, D110 is a sandbox. Sandbox is a system, but this is optional. Okay. This is a mandatory for each and every organization. I'm also repeating again. Mandatory for each and every organization. But sandbox is a optional. optional. So development server can be used for to develop all your business requirements or your new developments purpose. Sandbox is nothing but it's a testing system. Whatever you want, anyone can log in. I mean, in the sandbox system, anyone can create their own legal entity. Anyone can do the R&D, whatever they want. See now, let's say now I am one of the employee. I am working in Britannia Industries. Okay, so now this is a development system. I do not, I mean, consultant per consulting point of view, this only will have the consultants will have the access. But I want to do some practice. Okay, so let's say now there is a new feature which has come into picture. I want to practice that one, whether that functionality is working or not. So I want to configure all the things. Now I can use the sandbox system, whatever I want, I can play around in that client, but it is a part of your development server only. So one server can have two things. So now let's say in the development server, as I mentioned, it is a mandatory. What I have done here, I have created in the development server. So in development server, what is happened? In development server, we have done some okay, we have created a company code. I'll put it. We have created a company code, company and company code. Please concentrate. Very, very important one. This the one what I'm explaining. Now we have done the configuration. Where you have done the configuration in the development server. Okay, please take a note. Now, please be attention here. Now the configuration which you have done in development server. But now, how the changes, whatever configuration or whatever development we have done in the development server, a company and company code, I want to, okay. So first thing I have done in development server. Now, I want to test that functionality in the quality server, whether that company and company code it is working or not. How I should know? Because how I need to bring these changes, bring this company and company code information into quality system. Do I need to reconfigure? Do I need to log in into quality system? Again, do I need to reconfigure here? If it is a minor changes or whatever it may be, it cannot be possible. The changes, the development, what I have done in the development server, it cannot be possible do the similar changes in next level of server environment. So in order to overcome that situation, we have a concept called as a transport request. Okay, that I will show you. So the transport request consists of whatever configuration, a company code you have created, right, in the development server. The transport request, it will have the company code information. We can transport that information from one server to another server. So no need of the configuration here. This is where you are doing configuration. You are just bringing that configuration or changes into quality system. Once you do the quality system, once you do the testing, the proper testing in the quality system, once you will satisfy that one. Remember, the quality server can be used for, remember, the quality server can be used for testing purpose. Okay, if you would like to do the testing, then Q100, the client, it could have maybe one client or multiple clients. That is depends on the organization requirement. But now here I have updated is a quality server has a one client, the client which is used for testing purpose. Now the testing which we are doing here, once I'm satisfying, okay, there is a functionality which I have been introduced that is working fine as per my expectation. Then I can bring the changes again by moving the transport request from quality system to production system. Then the changes will be available in the production system. Production system is a live system which is connected with the multiple live systems, like it will connect it to the banks, it will connect it to the vendors, customers, or it will connect it to the multiple interface systems. So production system is a live system. Live system is nothing but you are logging into a net banking, let's say in a simple way. That is a live bank account. If you transfer money directly, it will reflect in your bank statement. The similar way, production system is nothing but it's a live system. It's connected to the multiple instance. So production finally it has only one server, production server. Now we understood that SAP landscape is a three servers. It has a development server, quality server, production server. But in one server, it may have one client or one or more clients. But remember here, the production has only one server, only one. Okay, it's a production system. You will not have the multiple servers in the production environment. It's only one single server. Quality may have multiple, development may have multiple. Okay, SAP landscape, very, very important one. Without understanding basic things, okay, it will not fruitful for you people. Let's understand. I mean, if anyone need any clarification, please let me know here. Going forward, you will come to know. Okay, now remove this one. This is not correct. It's a development or now as compare between ECC and S4 HANA. Okay, before getting to the subject, there are few changes in SAP screen. This I will cover later. Okay, because this I'm not going to touch that one. First, let us understand basic things. Then after that only we are becoming familiar. Now, so we understood landscape. In SAP, we have two ways are there to reach the destination. Okay, to log in into the system. Okay, as everybody aware, I'm just logging off this one. Now, initially, if you want to log in, this we are going to call it as SAP logon pad. Since you are going to use this remote, right? Okay, double click it here. It will get open. But whoever is using ECC software, this is not the way which you need to log in. For that, there is a separate process. It is there. I am only showing S4 HANA login. Now, as soon as once you could see SAP logon pad. See now SAP logon pad, you could see only one server right here. In one logon pad, you may have multiple servers also. Let me show you. Now, this is one of the, now in my desktop where you can see here. Okay, let it be open that one. Meantime, it's getting opening. Let it be. Okay. Now you can see here, I could see only one server. Look at double click here. Just ensure that which client you are logging into, you will have a separate username and password. So this is where how you need to log in into the system. So by default, the system will propose use the language English, but SAP is going to support 50 plus languages. Okay. So if you want to log in into the other than this English language, okay, users, let's say now users are belongs to China. They want to log in into the Chinese language. Yes, they can key the Chinese language here, then they can key the same username and password, they will enter it. Okay. If they want to log in into the German language, DE, let's see now, I'll show you. We may not understand that the terminology. You know, system is saying that some information. See, this terminology I don't understand. See now, all right, reserves all okay, that is fine. See, even I don't understand this because since I am logging into the language is a DE, you can see nothing it is there. We cannot understand. So if you want to log in into other than different English language also, that can be also possible. Just logging off now. Now let me log in into the language English. So now you can see this is the which I have logged into the SAP system. Now you can see here, this we are going to call it as a header or menu bar. So menu bar, it consists of so user menu, edit option, favorites, extras, system, some help. Now this you are going to say the functions. Let's say the search you want to find, you want to take printout, you want to go back, okay, you want to log off, you want to page down, page up, okay, you want to log in into the new GUI window. Then if you want to generate a shortcut, so all these things you can use it. But in place of this one, now you can see here the SAP screen has been divided into the two parts. One is a SAP Easy Access screen. Another one is a SPRO screen. Okay, let's move back. Now, Easy Access. First, as we understood, there are two screens are there. Easy Access. The SAP Easy Access. Okay, you can. Okay, this will come later. Now, SAP screens are divided into the two parts. Easy access. What is the purpose of easy access? Why SAP has divided into the two things? By using this screen, business users, nothing but end users, can able to create master data and feed the business feed the transactional data into the system. So this is the end user screen. End user screen is nothing but let's say some business transaction. Let's say I will give an example here. So what was happened? We have received a vendor invoice copy. Company code 1000. Let's say I'll give. Okay, the company code is a Britannia. This is the legal entity. There is a business transaction which was happened. So now what is happening here? See, we have received a vendor invoice copy. Let's say now we have purchased a vehicle, okay, a car for our business organization. So if that is the case, you want to enter that information into the system, then only you will come to know that, okay, what was the rate and what was the taxes which you had made, okay, in order to prepare the financial statements. Now, where you can enter, okay, who is the person responsible to enter that information into the system? So end users are the persons are going to enter that information into the system. Okay, in which what is the vendor number, what is the company code, in which currency we did the transaction, and what is the GL account which we need to use. Okay, let's say here I took the example for laptop buying. Okay, so laptop account is a debit, then vendor account is a credit. If I want to enter this information when business users are, okay, this I'll come later. Now, if I want to enter that information into the system, now this is where the end users can log in into this screen, then they can enter that information. I will show you a small accounting, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, vendor, right? Accounts payable, document entry. Here they can enter the information, invoice information. Just to show this one. Okay, so this is the screen. The SAP Easy Access screen is for end users. End users, nothing to do here. Okay, being as a consultant, we should have access, easy access. Okay, first let me complete the easy access. This easy access screen has given only for end users purpose only. Okay, so whatever business transactions they want to enter into the system, they can enter here. Another screen is a SPRO. I was talking about, right? SPRO. This I am going to call it as a IMG screen. Okay, SPRO. IMG stands for implementation guide. This is the screen for consultants. We are going to use this screen, but consultants will have access, easy access screen and as well as the IMG screen access. See now, I mentioned here SPRO, semi-programming runway operations. SPRO, the application of the SPRO is a semi-programming runway operations. The SPRO is dedicated to IT team as well as consultants. IT team is nothing but a V, R slash is a consultant. So we are going to access this screen if anything to be required, if any configuration or if any development would required for our client. We are going to do the development in this place, not at easy access level. Easy access only for the to feed the business transactions. But now, end users will not have access. Even though if they have access to this screen, it will be only display access for end users. Okay, they will not have any authorization to do the changes or for development access. The end users does not have the development access in the IMG screen. Now consultants will have the both screens access, easy screen access and as well as IMG screen access. Consultant, because you are the consultant, you are providing the solution to your client. So you need to develop that particular functionality. You need to test on that one, whether it is working or not. That is where you should have two screens access, IMG and as well as easy access screen. Okay. Now we understood that the screens are divided into the two parts, easy access and SPRO. Okay, is that clear for all? The what I am going to explain. If anyone need any clarification, please let me know. Okay. Silence means I can take it up as acceptance. No one has any concern. Fine. Now, again, let's say now I want to develop a small thing as a being as a consultant. I want to create a company. I want to create a company because there are n number of things are there here. How I will come to know where I need to develop that company or where I need to create that company. Now I know that path. There are two ways are there in order to know that particular. If you are doing something, you should know the path in SAP. Okay, if you are doing being as a consultant. Now, being as a consultant in SAP, we have two ways are there to reach the destination. Okay, for 1 second. Yes, I'll put it into the down. It is easy to understand here. Okay, now Okay. Okay, this I'll come later here. Now, if you would like to do some development, as I mentioned, you should know the path, or another way is a transaction code. Option number one, option number two. Now I am here. This is the path. The path is nothing but a step by step financial accounting. Under financial accounting, general ledger accounting. Okay, this is the master data. General ledger accounts where I can create my assign that define account groups. This is where I'm doing the configuration, IMG activity. So to reach from here to here, this I'm going to call it as a path. Path is nothing but a step. You are just opening the step by step. So you are reaching here in order to perform some activity. This I'm going to call it as a path. You should know that, because the way, first way is a, you should know the path. Okay, so now if you do not know the path, then what would be the next thing? There, even SAP has given a transaction code in order to reach directly here. No need to go to here. Now the transaction code, what you can see here, OB62 is the transaction code. Now I just open this one. If you know the particular transaction code, I will enter OB62 here. See, it's locked by me. Directly the system has redirected to the assigned company code to chart of accounts. You can see the same screen what I have opened. But how I reached here, I reached through the path, step by step I reached. So another way is that if I should know the transaction code, directly I just entered into the transaction code, system directly open the transaction, open that screen or that window. So there are two ways are there in order to reach or for your particular task, in order to either development purpose or you want to view, you want to do something. Now one is option number one, easy access. Option number two is enter transaction code. Now, the moment when we enter the transaction code here, let's say now, I will give you. So now let's say the transaction code, what I have entered here is a OB62. Now I am in the easy access screen. So if I enter this transaction code, the moment when we are into the easy access screen, system directly, it is the redirecting to, it is opening the separate window, OB62 transaction code window. Now, if I am there in a SPRO screen, okay, instead of IMG, if I am there into the SPRO screen, see now the same transaction code I am using here, press enter. Why system is not opening another window? Because if we are in IMG screen, remember the prerequisite is that you must have to keep /n, then OB62. You must have to keep /n whenever you are there into the IMG screen. /n is a mandatory. After that, you must have to key the transaction code. Now you can see the system is opening by keying the /n in the SPRO screen. Okay, but now if you are there in the easy access, that is fine. Okay, without /n also system will work. Now I am in the IMG screen. Let's say now I have opened this OB62 screen. Without closing this window, I want to open a new screen. Okay, because if directly again, if I enter /n OB52, see system is closing that existing window. Now system is closing the existing window. It is opening the new window in place of the previous window. But now my requirement is that I do not want to close this window. I want to keep it open, this window. I want to open another screen. Now, if that is the case, /o, okay, OB62 /o. If you want to open a new window, /o, see the transaction code, enter. Now you can see here. Till this screen is in open state. Then again, the same time system has opened a new window here. You can see here. One is a old one still remains same, new one in place of, I mean, if we have asked system to open new window, it has opened. So when we are entering into a transaction code in easy access screen, no need to enter /n in front of the transaction code. When we are entering into a transaction code in IMG access screen, we need to enter /n in front of the transaction code. So if we do not want to close the current window, but we need to open a new window, enter /o in front of the transaction code. You need to enter /o because we have seen practically. Okay, so any query, whatever we have discussed today, if there will be any open queries, so please let me know so that I can clarify your queries. Still, we are discussing basics only. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to enter into a subject. Okay, still projects baseline configuration. From tomorrow onwards, we'll enter into the subject. If any open queries, please let me know so that I'm ready to answer. You can come up at any point of time. If there are no open queries, we'll wind up the session. We'll see you tomorrow.